Alright, good morning everybody. I'm back here. I'm gonna try and figure out what I'm gonna make this morning or what I'm gonna work on. Had a few different prospects here. Got a little piece of root beer here, a little biface. That's a possibility. Or I've got a little biface sort of thing of Burlington. I believe it's Burlington. Or I got another chunk of this overheat treated mookite. That'll make a little point. And I got a novaculite slab here that might see if I can do something with. And I got some bigger stuff too. I got a big piece of root beer here, tab, that I was going to be doing something with also. I set this aside. But I'm not sure what I'm going to work on. It's still early. Been up for a couple hours, but I just now getting started on my first cup of coffee. But I think we're going to work this piece of novaculite or give it a try. I'm back at my brace again today. After a couple days of after doing a couple points anyways, not a couple days, but a couple points without the brace. I'm feeling it. So my right hand's doing okay, but we're back to the restriction here. All right, so hopefully we got the camera where it needs to be. Let's test this out here. Yeah, that should be okay. All right, sorry about that. I should have had that all ready. I think we're gonna go with the peck on this with this hollow copper bopper a little bit, and of course we got a square edge all the way around, except for where I knocked off a couple flakes, and can't do anything with that square edge, so we're just gonna try and zigzag it best we can. Alright. This may have some of this I had slabbed up, and my buddy John Tuttle, he heat treated it for me, but didn't notice it when I was slabbing it, but some of this had a crack running in it. I should have slabbed it the other direction. I was just busy in the shop and not paying attention. I think I got rid of most of those pieces. Got those pieces all worked out. So hopefully this, I don't see any crack in it, but hopefully there's not. Sometimes you can hit on the side like this, throwing along, and to throw a longer flake down the side. You don't have to pick away at the side quite as much. All we're doing here is getting rid of this square edge. And we got rid of the square edge all the way around. Anytime you're working slabs like that, a percussion slab, because there's no convexity to it, then the piece doesn't have a lot of strength, so you need extra thickness. I've seen John percussion napping a thin 3/8 slab or 1/4 inch slab, and he can pull that off, but I'm trying to send some flakes in, clear that solid surface off, and give the piece a little convexity. Got a little carried away on that strike. All right. Little fingernail fractures in there. Now we got to remove. That pretty much turned the edge down for the most part. Not on all of it, but that'll let us come back and add some convexity to the other side. Clean off that sawed surface. I like sawing some material. I mean, I actually really enjoy sawing rock, and I got an 18-inch saw. I'm hoping to get a new 24 before too terrible long. If I don't get it this year, I'll get it next. But you can sure make full use of your material when you can slab it into percussion slabs. You have less waste. I still like working from a rock, but you got material that's expensive material. It's nice to be able to work from a slab, cut a bunch of slabs, and I mean, you can actually double the amount of points you get out of a piece of rock. Just about, I think. Got one piece left right there. It's pretty much gone now. All right, so like we're gonna take some a little while since I worked novaculite. I think it likes to be ground very well. Alright, we're just going to take some opportunistic flakes here. Try to get her thinned out some. An attempt to keep it somewhat organized. If you watched my video, I would have released 2 videos ago with that overheat treated novaculite. There was a lot of disorganization there, as there is with a lot of the stuff on NAP. But anyways, part of that, the biggest problem with that novaculite, or not the novaculite, but the novaculite, is the fact that it's overheat treated, and it just comes apart when it kind of, a lot of it, when it's overheat treated like that, it breaks in cubes, in chunks, rather than a conchoidal type fracture. So it just basically, it's crumbling as you're napping it, and all you can do to try to salvage the piece is get to on that particular one, there was still some halfway decent material on one side. It was really thin on one side, but I had to remove all the other side to get to that, and it caused for a lot of chaos. But we got it. We managed to get a point out of it. If you haven't seen that video, I think it's called I don't know, it's a couple of videos back from here. Flintknapping overheated novaculite, or something like that is the name of it. We are already getting a little thin. Yeah, we want to avoid that if we can. There we go. Clean those right off. Beautimous. That's all in frame. Alright, I think we're gonna clean that up just a bit with some pressure. After we regularize the edge, then we'll figure out where we need to take some cleanup strikes across the piece and go from there. All right, point still sharp for the most part. So let's see here. How close do we want this? Now I'll try and stay in frame here. And we're just pressing in and down. I actually kind of lay my hand across here, and the flaker touches the pad here when I can, and I just leverage off there. Helps a little bit. Trying to run heavier flakes. Okay. Let's review on one of the videos. And I said, sorry I didn't talk too much. I started laughing because I didn't shut up through the whole video. Oh man. Ramble on about just endlessly about this or that. I'm sure most of you would like me to shut up. Shut up and nap, dude. So I don't know if I mentioned it in one of the other videos, but I am still working on the website, flintknapping addictions, addictions, flintknapping traditions. Oh, it's coming along. I actually may not finish that till I'm gonna have some downtime after my back surgery, so that may be when it finally gets done and launched. But we'll see. Okay. It's got a little thickness here at the base. We're gonna take a few of those flakes. I'm wondering how well you guys can see this. Most of the time when I'm watching a video on that white material, I can't even see the platforms, or it kind of washes out. It's hard to see, but hopefully you guys can see what's happening here. Let's zoom back out. All right. So do we want to go the light stick or the heavy stick? I guess I'll know if I strike this and it throws a bunch of hinges in there. I'm not worried about them little fingernail hinges. Those are pick out. But let's see here. Let's freshen up this tip a little bit. copper's bent from beating on some raw stuff. I'm gonna do these. I'm gonna put these, drill these into some tines also, or some antler. So I like to have antler on all my tools. Just, it doesn't need it. I just think it looks cool. And that did hinge right there. That helped a lot. And a little more aggressive hits than that first one that I sent in there. Need to run a flake. You can see this. I'd like to run a flake right in there. So we got our edge turned so that it's just right at or just below center, and there's a ridge that runs right across here like this, if y'all can see that. And I'd like to run a flake in there because there's a hump right here. I like to pull that, get that out of there if possible. And that's exactly what we did. It ran right in there and took that hump out. So we're getting fairly thin. Let's see here. There's a little bit of a hump right here where that little hinge is, so we're going to try and, there's a little hinge right here. It's not much of one, but there's one there. And I'm not sure I can pick that one off, so we're going to try and run some flakes in here, clean that off, get rid of it, and take out a little bit of this thickness, because we still got a little thickness here. By no means is this point thick already. It's already pretty thin, but and there we go. She gone. Beautiful. Run one more maybe up the bottom right there to clean that up. I didn't clean it up. I made a bigger mess out of it. Went right in there and hinged. So that means I'm going to turn this edge a little bit so that I can get a flake to run in right here. Then I'm probably going to stop messing with that. Realistically, the rest of it can probably be taken care of with pressure. Alright, that's gone. It's okay to make a mess if you can clean it up. I love the big bold flaking of percussion. That dude is thin, buddy. I mean, we're starting to get pretty thin. I should probably just stop. And I think we are going to stop. I think we're done with that. And we're going to probably make this a leaf-shaped blade. And I'm going to turn it into a neck knife. I'm not sure what happened. We were out of town. I don't know if it's people. Well, there's really no way to know for sure, but I sold a lot of knives when I was gone out of town. They shipped off yesterday, and I sold them all to one customer. And he ordered multiples. So I'm kind of running kind of low on my stock of knives. So we're gonna make this a leaf-shaped blade and throw some notches in it, and I'm gonna make it do one of those neck knives sheaths that I do, neck knives with the sheath, and we may even show the hafting part of it, possibly. Maybe the sheath making. Maybe a very simple sheath. I don't put a welt in my sheaths for the steel knife. They all have welts, of course, otherwise the blade just work its way right through the sheath. But that's not necessary with the stone. Let's bring you guys back in here a little bit. And I will do my best to stay in frame. Just thinning this edge a little bit. Sending some flakes in there. See, these flakes are running up in here. I like them running a little bit deeper, but it's not terrible. I am going to have to pick some of these little hinges out, whatever ones are left after the pressure flaking. If I get this edge straightened out, I'll probably scrunch it. This edge needs to move back down that direction, but toss some thinning flakes across this tip, and we are moved over to one side a bit. Yeah, so we got to move the tip over or bring this edge in, one or the other. Or a combination of the two. Alright, we're gaining a little bit on that symmetry. We don't have to have perfect symmetry yet, but I like to have it as close as possible. Oh, let's see. So that edge is pretty centered. This one's not. I need to take some flakes off this bottom here. And we got a nice little knife blade going here. Let's gonna make a pretty neat neck knife. They'll have just a short little antler tine handle or something to that effect. Could put a bone handle, maybe. But yeah, we got a pretty nice little leaf-shaped blade here going. I will have to pick. Novaculite's kind of, at least when I'm working, it's pretty common to have that. We are getting in shape here. Tips turned down just a hair right there, but won't take much to straighten that up. I'll probably take a pass with the with my finer copper. That's not copper. Where's my finer copper? There it is. Them hollow copper boppers, especially that small 1/2 inch one, really works good for on these slabs, these percussion slabs. So get back in here. That's probably maybe too close, I don't know. Yeah, I'm afraid I'm gonna be out of frame, so I'd rather be zoomed out a little bit than out of frame. So this is throwing some flakes in there. Dressing that up a little bit. It's definitely thinning out the edge. Yeah. So I don't know if you can see that, but it's putting some nice flakes in there. We'll have to pick these off. I'm going to scrunch this edge. So we took the flakes off this side, and I'm going to scrunch this edge and bring this up. So by scrunching down, that brings the edge up, and then I'll run some of these flakes across the other side. The scrunching tool, it'll get burr across it. It's like any other tool. It's got to have a little bit of maintenance. So I believe we're in frame. And that's this scrunching tool's spatula tool. I don't know what it's called. My scruncher. Raises that edge and Also gets the edge pretty straight and really helps with symmetry. If you fight with symmetry, you do lose some of the edge doing this, but it sure helps with that. And I don't know if I said this before or not, but my experience, novaculite likes to be ground really well. All right. Put a fresh point. Oop. Well, I'm glad we didn't break it. The Joker's pretty thin. It ain't paper thin, but it's pretty thin. It's pretty thin and lenticular. So, pretty happy with it so far. In and down, in and down. Just let the pressure build and let the flake just pop off. Builds a lot of energy doing that. Pop those off. Well, I don't know how to explain it or how it actually works, but it seems like it builds energy when you're just building. It's building the energy into that flake and helps send them farther. Yep, we're gonna have a nice little blade here for not sure how I'm going to do this, because I think I would like to show making it all the way through. So all right. Okay, so the rest of the edge is going to be just picking at it. Picking off all the little deltas but I think we're going to throw some notches in it first. There's a pretty little blade. I like the novaculite. This came from Steve over at Dan's Whetstones. I know I'll goof up his last name, Kirsch or Kirschner or something like that. If you look up Dan's Whetstones, there's a section for flint knapping. I know the dog's fixing a little crazy. Might be the nail lady. Anyhow, alright, so we're going to throw some notches in here. So, let's see, how do we want to do these notches? Throw them in from the sides like this. Or do we want to just, or from the corners like that, or just in from the sides? Maybe yeah, I think we'll just come in like that. And we have to here, and it'll look pretty good. So I think that's what we're gonna do. I get the burrs off this. All right. So. Trying to crunch these things in here, get them started. I guess eventually I'll get better at notches. You guys seen in that Flint Ridge video that probably released before this one or somewhere around there, that seen firsthand that when I'm notching, things can definitely take a turn and sometimes not a good one, but that Flint Ridge point still turned out okay. All right. Getting them crunched in there pretty good. This one's turning up a little more, which was my plan, but symmetry is most definitely off a little bit here. I'm not sure if that's pick away at it. Holy moly, man. Them dogs brought something dead in here. Whew, I gotta go figure out what this is and get rid of it. I'll be right back. Alright, I don't know what that was, but one of them rolled in something bad. Looking for, I had some grinding stones that were a little more wore out than this. Let's see. think I need to pop a little bit off of here. That might help the symmetry a little bit. These dogs are always killing armadillos, and I caught a squirrel yesterday. I actually think this side needs to come in just a little bit by the looks of it. It either needs to come in a little bit or the tip needs to move over. One or the other. Walked away from it, came back with a fresh eye, and sometimes helpful for me. When I'm working on symmetry. Alright. Keep fooling with these notches till I get something that I'm happy with here. Yeah, that tip gonna have to come over a little bit to it's actually way off further than I might have expected. Normally don't get them off quite that far. I'll lose a little bit of length. Still got to take a little bit off. Not a lot, but just going to bring this side in a little bit. Help symmetry. Yeah, that's looking better. Looking better for sure. So my phone, yesterday when I was filming, I kept freaking out and saying I didn't have no memory. This is a new phone. It's a Android Galaxy S23 Ultra 23, whatever it is. I don't know what it is. Something like that. The newest thing that Samsung's got, and it's got like 250 something gigs of memory. I thought, how in the heck could I be out of memory? Well, come to find out, because I'm technology challenged, that when you recording videos and deleting photos and all that kind of stuff, I mean, I got a gazillion. My photos just transferred over from phone to phone to phone. For some reason, when I delete things out of my phone, it also deletes them from my Google storage. So I guess just backing up the phone. So whatever's on the phone is what it's backing up. So I haven't been deleting any, and but I have been deleting the videos that I've been uploading them to YouTube. And I didn't know that you had to go in to your trash and then delete them out of the trash, permanently delete them out of the trash. So it was clogging up all my memory. So I had 250 gigs of storage on there, and it was all full, every last bit of it, 100%. So I couldn't do anything. I couldn't do any more videos, and just kept shutting off. I couldn't figure out what was going on. Thought it was because I was trying to down or upload a video at the same time, but nope. Just gotta empty out the trash. And I did that, and I was up till midnight last night going through. I had I don't know, 3,000 screenshots, and most of them were accidental screenshots of putting it in my pocket or something. I don't know. A bunch of other stuff that I thought I needed to save and didn't, or old boarding passes that were screenshot, and just all kinds of stuff. So I went through it, and I went through a bunch of other stuff. And you get someone who knows how to do something with these phones that can tell me how to work some things on there. I can usually fight myself through the technology problems, but boy, I sure don't like doing it. That is pretty. Sharp, nicked myself just a little bit. Those little micro serrations, man, they're I used to finish the edge completely, and then I would go do the base. but the edge would be real sharp. I'd always end up cutting myself on it, working on the base somehow or another. Let's see. This one goes in deeper than this one. I have to try to pop a piece or two out of there, and yeah, that made it look deeper. Notches are a little bit different, but let's see if we can come in from down below down here. Actually looking better. Kind of just, I think I touched the tip of that one. I like to get a flake. Maybe I can pop it from the other side. We're looking pretty good. I'm gonna see. Yeah, we're right at an hour. We're gonna cut it off there, and I'll pop these. That one just popped off. I'll pop these little hinge fingernail hinges off there, and that'll be it. And that'll be our little novaculite. Have to just like that. It's gonna be a neck knife, and that dude's gonna be sharp. It'll be usable, you know. Someone will probably just hang it up and be decorative, but it definitely will be usable. It's sharp. All right, well, there's another one, and y'all be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Got lots more stuff coming, including I don't know if how I'm gonna do this. I'll release it in 3 parts or 2 parts, or I'm not sure how I'll do it. Or I may not do that at all. I may just release this point. But y'all have a great day. Hit that like and subscribe button. It's much appreciated. Once we get to 100 subscribers, if we get to 100 subscribers, then we'll do some sort of giveaway. Give away a box of rocks, or we'll probably do a choice, like a box of rock or couple finished pieces you can choose from, or something. I don't know what, but there you go. Y'all have a great day.